Ankalaev and Pierre, they have an encounter at the PI, and now this whole fight has blown up. Like everything that was missing, the back and forth, why are we here? What's your problem with this guy? What is your problem with this guy? Like everything has changed, but let's look at this. Who is right and who is wrong? Here's the story. Story is, Pierre comes in for a workout at the PI. Ankalaev hides in a room until Pierre was done. Ankalaev is going to come in the room. He's going to do his own workout. He sees Pierre and his team are in there, and he hides in a different room until he sees that Pierre is gone, and then he comes out. All right. Well, the word hide seems to be used as a pejorative. It seems to be used as though it was a fear. He was fearful to coming out. He was hiding. As opposed to, turned out their times overlapped. Pierre had got there first, so I waited until he was done. That sounds like the one that you would do. I don't know that it would have been impolite to come into the same room that your opponent was in first and then go find a little mat space and start doing your own workout, but now you're both working out, and that's unusual. In fact, I can tell you in my entire life, I've only even heard of a time where that happened once. And in case you're wondering, it was Randy Couture and Josh Barnett. So, or they were working out in the same room, getting ready to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. And they just avoided each other. They didn't work out together, but it was the same room, same coach, same everything. It was being ran for by Maurice Smith. But that's the only time I've ever even heard of this. I've never seen a time. I mean, let me use The Ultimate Fighter, for example. We train at the same facility. I just got done filming it, so I'll just use the most recent example with Daniel Cormier. There's 2 times you flip a coin for who gets it. Daniel won it first. So Daniel does his workout from 9 to 11. Our workout starts at 11. If we get there and we show up early and they're in there, we don't come in the room. We could, but we don't. It seems impolite. It seems they have the room. They were here first. That isn't out of a fear. And let's say that they went over at practice. Daniel goes over the 11 o'clock hour. Something's going on. Something keeps him. He's got something to show the team. Whatever it is, where practice would go over, we don't come in and say it's our time. We understand. There's some give and take. We don't want held to that standard either. Though we officially have the time from 11 to 1, we don't want held to that standard. If something spills over, there's give and take. Don't kick us out or interrupt us. We won't kick you out or interrupt you. But it just seems like the right thing to do. My first ever fight in the UFC was against Babalu. And we're at the Mohegan Sun, and I was in the hot tub. And Babalu came in, and he had his towel. He was going to come get in the hot tub. And he saw that I was in there, and he left. And that's a hot tub. Like, he's got every right to be in there, and I'm only sharing for you. And I reversed those roles. I would have done what Babalu did. If I came in with my towel and I saw that my opponent was there, he had gotten there first, I would have waited. And so when I hear this, because see, this really upset Ankalaev, but you've got a little bit of an issue. You've got an issue, and it's kind of interesting. Neither speaks English, at least not perfectly. So you got Pierre, who speaks Portuguese, but he tells this story in English. You then have Ankalaev, who doesn't pretend that he has an understanding of English. He has an interpreter, but the interpreter's first language is not English. So you end up with this confusion, and this really bothered Ankalaev. Ankalaev did not like that Pierre said that I hid. In fact, Ankalaev came out and said, "Who told you I was hiding?" Pierre said, "Everybody knew that you were hiding. Lots of people told me. The girl that worked there told me." Ankalaev said, "Point her out. Show me which girl said that. I want to ask, why would she think that I was hiding?" And I was looking this from Ankalaev's perspective, and I was thinking to myself, you have nothing to apologize for. The appropriate thing to do would be to concede to whoever got there first. I think. That's what I feel. You could have come in. You could have said hi and acknowledged them. You could, but that would feel to me as insincere and possibly the opposite of promoting a conflict. Would seem as though a de-escalation. I mean, I feel like everybody did this right. I don't know what it is that Pereira would have expected. In fact, had Ankalaev done what Pereira is suggesting he should have done, which is to come in, would have he really wanted that? Would have he really wanted Ankalaev now, right? Ankalaev's got the right to be there. Imagine he doesn't go to his corner. Imagine he doesn't find some kind of open workout space, and that's where he sets up shop. Imagine he comes right to the mat, and he watches Pereira. That would have been very compelling. Imagine Ankalaev comes in and he takes a seat right at Pereira and he stares at him. He's got every right to be there. Pereira's got the right to be there. He watches it and he has a notepad. You want to talk about psychological warfare. You want to talk about playing games. It's that. You come in and you pretend that you are dictated and that you are taking notes while you're watching and studying your opponent, but you can also see where that would make everybody feel awkward, not to mention, appreciate that you're in the UFC. You're more than welcome to be here, but you are a guest. Make no mistake. You don't own the PI. Your buddy doesn't even own the PI. This is something that is of great expense that somebody else is allowing us to use. I mean, I've got to tell you, I feel like Ankalaev did everything right. I do. And I don't suggest that Pereira did anything wrong. It would seem as though whoever got there first. There's not a coordination of it. I'm a little surprised we haven't run into this more often. As a matter of fact, I can think of a couple times where we did run into two guys that can't get along being there at the same time. I can even tell you one time that involved in the boys with the red and blue lights coming down. That's weird. That's uncivilized. And I would be curious. I don't think that Pereira's done anything wrong. I don't even think that Pereira's said anything wrong, but I am curious. Does Pereira think it should have been done the other way? That Ankalaev and his team get there, see Pereira and his team, and then they enter the room. And what does it do? They do when they get there? Do they talk and they wait? Do they stand there and they stare right at you? Do they find an open place and they do their workout? When you're done working out, do you leave? Or do you and your team come over and sit and watch them work out? I mean, do you see where it gets a little bit weird? There's a civilized way to do things. There's even a polite way to do things. The polite manual says that you show, by custom, whoever got there first. I think Ankalaev handled this perfectly, but he is now he's arguing this. He's arguing the entire story. So is that to imply that if Ankalaev could do it again, that he would have entered the room? And if he did, what would have he done? Would he say hello or not? Would he look at him or would he look away? Like, you've only got a couple of options. Would you begin working out or would you wait to work out? If you're going to wait to work out in a different room so it's not weird for everybody else. Both guys have a problem with the way the other handled the situation. Both guys shouldn't. They don't need to apologize for what they did or what the other guy did because they were both right. But if they're both apologizing for it, then they're both suggesting that they would have done it differently. But they shouldn't have done it differently. They showed restraint and they were polite and we have a conflict and we have a prize, but we have a resolution. And the biggest part about this sport is we don't do this spontaneously. We don't just do it at any time. We do it at an agreed upon time. We wait. We hold those emotions back until the referee says go. And I'm glad that it happened this way. It should not have happened a different way. And neither guy should be explaining themselves. They should be maintaining that their position was the correct position, which it was.